Stop. What I'm about to tell you will either transform your life forever, or you'll ignore it and remain exactly where you are for the next 10 years. Just a few days ago, I watched a man explain himself for 20 long minutes to someone who clearly didn't respect him. He was justifying, defending, begging to be understood by someone who didn't even deserve his time. And this isn't just one story. Men like this are everywhere. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you recognize yourself in this story. Tired of being overlooked. Tired of being underestimated. Tired of feeling like you don't matter, no matter how hard you try. But here's the truth. You don't lack confidence because you were born that way. You lack confidence because you were programmed that way, trained, conditioned, molded into being predictable, controllable, manageable. But centuries ago, one man uncovered the real principles. Not the pretty rules society preaches to keep you obedient. The actual principles that govern power, influence, and success. From this moment forward, this won't be a story about survival. This will be the story of transformation, where you evolve into the kind of man whose presence speaks louder than words. The kind who walks into a room and instantly commands attention. The kind who speaks once and everyone listens. The kind who sets a boundary and no one dares to cross it. Today, I'm going to give you principles that will turn you from invisible to undeniable. From someone who hopes for respect to someone who commands it naturally. From someone who gets manipulated to someone who cannot be stopped. But here's the warning. Once you see these truths, you cannot unsee them. Once you understand how influence really works, you can never go back to being naive. So the only question left is this. Are you ready to become unstoppable? The power of silence. The biggest lie life tells you is this. If you're a good person, everyone will like you. The truth? People often mistake kindness for weakness. They'll dissect your flaws, demand your explanations, but it's your silence that unsettles them. Because silence is never empty. Silence creates questions. And humans fear nothing more than what they cannot understand. Every time you justify yourself, every time you explain, you hand over your power. But when you stay silent, you take it back. Your silence steals their peace of mind. It makes them wonder, why didn't he respond? What's going on in his head? Remember this, the most powerful man is the one who doesn't feel the need to answer every question. Control over emotions. If you think people will respect you just because you show anger, you're wrong. Anger, irritation, nervous laughter. These are weaknesses. Whoever controls your emotions controls you. The weakest man in the world is the one who allows his emotions to be used against him. Because the moment you become predictable, say this and he'll get angry, say that and he'll feel hurt. Your power is gone. Real strength is staying stable no matter what. When someone tries to provoke you and all they get is a calm smile, it drives them insane. They wonder, why isn't he reacting? What's going on inside him? Remember this, a man who controls his emotions can never be defeated. Keep mystery alive. Most people turn their lives into an open book. They tell everyone what they think, what they want, what their next move is. And that's their biggest mistake. Because once people can read you completely, you become predictable. And a predictable man can never be powerful. Think about it, when you stay silent, when you don't reveal everything, people start trying to figure you out. Your silence, your half-said words, your faint smile, all of it makes you a mystery. And humans are always drawn to what they cannot fully understand. Remember this, the less people know about you, the more power you hold. The power of selection. A weak man seeks approval everywhere. He wants everyone to like him, everyone to praise him. But here's the truth. If everyone likes you, it means you haven't shown your true strength yet. Real leaders don't try to please everyone. They choose who stays in their life and who doesn't. That's where power comes from selection. When you try to shake hands with everyone, you waste your time and energy on people who don't matter. But when you become selective, your presence becomes rare. And rarity is always valuable. Remember this, a powerful man doesn't seek everyone's approval. He simply chooses the right people. The game of reward and punishment. Every human being uses the same two weapons to control others, reward and punishment. Sometimes they offer you sweetness to make you obey, and sometimes they threaten you to make you bend. But a powerful man flips this game. He doesn't punish others. He simply removes the reward of his presence. The moment you stop giving someone your attention, your time, your energy, that same person who once took you for granted suddenly becomes desperate to have you back. Think about it, how much control this gives you. Without raising your voice, without anger, simply by removing your reward, you can put anyone back in their place. Remember this, your presence is the greatest reward. And when you take it away, it becomes your greatest power. The power of uncertainty. A weak man is always predictable. People know when he'll laugh, when he'll get angry, when he'll forgive. And that predictability is his greatest weakness. But power begins when people cannot guess your next move. Sometimes you stay silent, sometimes you speak suddenly. Sometimes you help, sometimes you step back. When people can't pin you down, they are forced to take you seriously. Think about it, if your enemy can't predict your next step, he will always stay on guard. And a man who fears your unpredictability will never dare to challenge you. Remember this, keeping people uncertain is the greatest psychological power. Set boundaries. The biggest weakness of a powerless man is that he doesn't know how to say no. He tries to please everyone, keeps compromising, and slowly people start using him. But a powerful man is defined by his boundaries. He makes it clear, this far, no further. Whether it's friends, family, or strangers, boundaries are set only by a man who has self-respect. When you draw your lines firmly, people can't take you lightly. They know if they cross your limit, they risk being cut off from your life. Remember this, a man without boundaries is a man without power. Show value, not need. A weak man always tries to prove he needs others. He clings. He texts constantly. He explains over and over, I can't live without you. And that's his biggest defeat. Powerful man never appears needy. He carries himself in a way that makes people feel, being with this man is a privilege. He places his value so high that others strive to move closer to him. Remember this, when you show need, people ignore you. But when you show value, people fear losing you. Power is not in chasing others. Real power is when others chase you. Discipline is the real power. People think power lies in muscles, in money, or in a famous name. But the truth is, the greatest power lies in discipline. The man who sets his own time to rise in the morning and sticks to it. He may seem ordinary in the eyes of society, but in reality, he is the strongest warrior. Because the man who has conquered himself can never be controlled by anyone else. Discipline is what separates you from the rest. Others will make excuses. I'm tired. I'll start tomorrow. I didn't get the chance. But the disciplined man will stand firm, no matter how hard the circumstances. Remember this, the world bows down to the man who has conquered himself. 10. Patience, the ultimate weapon of victory. A weak man is always in a rush. He wants instant results, instant respect, instant change. And when things don't go his way, he gives up. But a powerful man is patient. He knows that real victory never comes overnight. He works slowly, consistently, relentlessly. And that consistency is what sets him apart from everyone else. Think about it, the man who can wait, who keeps working quietly, is the most dangerous player. Because while everyone else burns out, he is still standing strong. Remember this, patience is not weakness. It is the weapon that will take you further than every man who quits halfway out of impatience. By now, you've seen power doesn't come from muscles or money. Real power comes from your mindset, from your silence, your discipline, your boundaries, and your patience. The world doesn't remember men who live to please everyone. The world remembers those who set their own rules and live by them. So the choice is yours. Will you remain the man people take lightly? Or will you become the man whose very presence says, this one is different? Remember, life gives you only what you have the courage to stand for. If this video gave you a new perspective, don't keep it to yourself. Share it so more people can understand this power. And if you want me to bring you more truths like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Because this journey has just begun. Now it's time for your life to change.